We're being joined now by Abdulsalami Ladigbolu. He is the UNESCO Read and Earn Federation President. Thank you so much for joining us on this night.
Thank you for that.
Launching of young women in agriculture, champions in Nigeria. Let's start there. I mean, why has this become important now?
Well, thank you for having me. First of all, what happened today is about the Nigerian diaspora finding it paramount to invest in women advancement in the country by working with UNESCO Read and Earn Federation and in extension Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDG to tackle zero hunger. Now, coming in, we should all realize that women are multipliers. But if you give them a conducive environment and the necessary tools, definitely being a multiplier, it will definitely enhance the food production, which we are actually looking forward. For example, the new administration is talking about focusing on agricultural hubs across the country, but the men cannot do it alone. We need a supportive partner to help us do all those kind of things. So young women in agriculture simply means that we need to start knowing the value, we need their value, and they make it relevant in the society to generate more GDP, generate, also put into consideration, in terms of malnutrition, because the mother are also closer to their children, and then by the time you, educate them, let them understand the diversity, the agricultural relation with public health and agriculture with what is going to come together for the kids, because when children are not well, in terms of balanced diet, some of them actually result to out-of-school children. Right. So it's encompassed in terms of zero hunger, goal number 2, goal number 4, which is education, and then the Nigerian, the diaspora, we're talking about the women's space in the United States, actually find a paramount. So coming together under the UN Global Goal 70, which is partnership, and that is what really happened today.
Now, food security is actually national security.
Yes.
And the agribusiness is a multi-million-dollar business.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this year, Nigeria's agri investment hits its lowest in 6 years. Quite unfortunate. Open to us the possibilities that are available to investors in the agribusiness.
Okay, first of all, you see, before you talk about investors, and I would like to borrow the words of Chief Haudubi. Let us feed ourselves first. Do you understand? Right. When we are sufficient, do you understand? Then we can think of exporting out of the country. If you permit me to speak my native language, there's a particular said, Tibiba won or Romi Oliwo. Do you understand? Yeah. So simply means that if we are not even okay, why should we be talking of exporting out of the country? And then we know during Chief Haudubi, I think that was the time we stopped importation of rice, correct? And at the same time, I think that also in his administration, maybe I think the first or second, we stopped, I think it was the first one that produced rice without stones. So what I'm trying to say, if you're talking about investors, how ready are we? Do we have the workforce? So the time we should stop that logic of enhancing other people's economy by bringing down their agricultural produce and then killing our own economy.
No, we still talk about Nigeria feeding Nigeria, Africa feeding Africa.
Yeah.
But then when we talk about investors, I'm even talking about local investors, how we can partner with one another. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then thaw the huge mine that agriculture provides.
I'm actually going there. Yeah. You see, when you talk about agriculture, mostly to some people in Nigeria, the first thing that comes to your head is hoe and cutlass, cassava, maize. But the first challenge, the first thing we need to actually face now is let them understand the diversity of agriculture. It's not compulsory you go into the primary aspect of agriculture.
The value chain.
The value chain aspect of it is also agriculture. You can decide to say, okay, fine, you bring your stuff, let me export it to this particular state and earn a foreign currency. Do you understand? These are ways we can let people understand, because when you tell people, can you invest in this, what people are thinking is that ROI, that, okay, what
return on investment.
Do you understand? So we need to let the investors, local investors, know that there are many ways you can invest in agriculture, and those that are interested in going to agriculture, you should let them understand, okay fine, it's not compulsory for you now to plant a palm tree that will take 3 or 4 years. There are some things you can do within 3-6 months. Do you understand? You can, so by the time you're able to have the workforce that can actually do that job, then the investors can actually find it interesting to go into that.
What would you say are the low-hanging fruit? Because, I mean, UNESCO is calling on the federal government to partner, right?
Yeah.
What are the low-hanging fruit? What are the critical areas that government needs to come in very quickly to maybe glamorize agriculture, make it really attractive for young people? Okay,
like I said earlier, the first thing we need to go on a very comprehensive advocacy. Let people understand the diversity of agriculture. Right. Now they are seed because we are actually also working with Institute of Agricultural Research and Institute. There are some things I heard that myself, I've not heard about it, that there are some things you can do within 2, 3, 4 weeks. You start earning. You need to see people. I don't want to use the word of the president. Now, permit me to use it. Say subsidy is gone. Now we know what is going on in terms of food and everything. We need a way to increase our financial income. What can you tell people about agriculture? If you do this within 3 weeks, you end this. When people know that, we start going back there gradually. Do you understand? Right. Because the low hanging fruit we're talking about now, I don't want to maybe look like commercial or something. We have some fruits that within 6 weeks they will start earning. These are things we need to go vigorously. You don't need to have a farm.
Please quickly let me know, because I have space in my backyard where I can plant very quickly.
Okay,
I mean, I plant my wedu and all of that. But
so proudly a farmer.
Proudly.
Are you sure?
Oh, absolutely. Let me see your hand. Proudly.
Are you sure?
You may not tell me.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, we have melon that within 2 weeks, do you understand? You can start, earning from it. This is not, I'm not a professional in that, but the researchers actually let me understand that. See, if you want the youth to come in, they start seeing how they can earn money within. Quickly. For example, now we have what we call the student loan that is coming. There is a way we are coming up with a package for them that, okay, fine, you can start earning and saving, not necessarily until you start working for 2 years, start paying back. These are things we're talking about. If you tell a youth to go into agriculture without letting them knowing the benefit that they can earn within 3 weeks, they will not.
All right, Ladigbolu Abdulsalami, thank you very much for joining us. He's of the UNESCO Read and Earn Federation. Yes, he's actually the president of that arm.